Hello folks, hope you're good. Today we're going to be talking about fat personal trainers and what my real opinion is of them. Obviously I'm a personal trainer. Well, online coach, I would go with personal trainer, that's more in person. But yeah, I was a personal trainer and I'm just going to give my opinion, my non-expert take of it. Today we have no tripod, we have no mic, but I don't really think the sound quality's been affected that bad, so we're just going to dive right in. As you know, I'm a big fan of just getting stuff done, so I could have waited. I could have been like, right, I'll go home, I'll get my mic on and film this video, wait for it to be perfect. But see, as soon as you get a thought and you're like, right, I want to do something, I want to maybe launch something, or I want to tell someone something, or I want to ask for something, see, the truth is, just do it the soonest time from the thought. Bring the action closer to the thought and things will happen a lot faster, and that's an ethos that I've got on board with and has really helped me just by like doing shit really fast. So like, for example, my film podcast on this topic, all right, just film it straight away. So yeah, basically the reason I'm thinking about this topic, and I think it'll be something good and relevant, I don't scroll, telling you, but Instagram always tries to force me to scroll, so it shows me random fitness content as I'm going through my messages back into the main thing. And this video blew up. It was of a personal trainer, a lady. She was working in a gym and she was basically saying that she's a PT. She's not skinny, so she wasn't skinny. She's probably a bit overweight, probably a bit higher on the scale, and she was basically saying that she's a personal trainer for people who like or have ADHD, have autism, and like might be afraid of getting into the gym. And the comments I took a look at, and a lot of them were brutal. Like, I mean fucking brutal. Like, people just saying like, you know, I wonder if people laugh when she says, oh, you need to track your calorie intake because look at her, and people just being judgmental and trying to be funny. And the thing is, if you want to go off with the lads, have a joke, but like, do you ever do it when it's on a fake account on social media, online? Like, come on. But yeah, my opinion is that personally I would not go to a personal trainer that's overweight, and a lot of people wouldn't go to a personal trainer that's overweight, because whenever someone decides to invest into themselves, whenever someone decides, you know what, I want to back money on me, as if you're like placing a bet, well, you're going to place a bet on someone who's actually more than likely in the shape that you want to be in. So for example, if you want to be a bodybuilder, well, your coach is going to be a bodybuilder. You're not going to go someone that's never looked into bodybuilding in their life. If you want to do CrossFit, well, you're going to go to a CrossFit coach. And if you want to lose weight, well, you're going to go to someone who has either been through that journey themselves or has helped a lot of people to go through that journey themselves. So yeah, of course you want to learn from someone that actually walks a walk and actually does the thing that you want to do. So 100%, like, that makes sense. But for a lot of people, their goal isn't primarily losing a lot of weight, and other people will say, no, they have to lose weight, they have to be healthy, they have to have a good BMI. But you know, the thing is, nobody has to do anything. Everyone should just focus on themselves and themselves. That's it. You should just focus on yourself. You shouldn't be going online and telling people you have to lose weight. See, if someone's overweight and they're obese and they're unhealthy and they're choosing to do that, why do you care? Like, the people that's saying that probably aren't in the best shape ever. They might be in good shape, fair play, but they can always do more to focus on themselves. So why are you spending limited time? We all have limited time, we all have limited energy. Why are you spending limited time and limited energy trying to tell someone to do something that you want them to do when they actually haven't asked for you to tell them what to do? And of course you're entitled to your opinion. You could also say, like, when I'm hopping on here, no one's actually asked me directly what's my opinion on fat personal trainers, but yeah, I guess no one's perfect. But my point is, I want to spread the message that no matter who you are, no matter what you want to do, just do it. Just say fuck this. If you're on a weight loss journey and you're like, right, I would love to be a personal trainer, I would love to upload videos on weight loss, but you're waiting until you're actually in good shape to upload these videos, well, you're actually cutting yourself short, because people love to see the come up story. People love to see someone that's just one step ahead, because see anyone else that see someone that's like 10 steps ahead, it's going to be very, very overwhelming and very, very threatening. I'll use a business coach as an example. So a lot of people, they'll have a business coach from their local area, and they're more likely to invest in a business coach from their local area because they actually know the person, they know where they were raised, it's close to home, so it's actually realistic that they can do that thing. And if there was a big business coach over in America, let's say like Grant Cardone, well, I don't know if any of you know him, but he's a big business guy. You're not going to invest in, well, some people will, but let's say you're just getting started. Unless you've actually built a connection with him and watched a lot of his videos, you're not going to invest in him, because like he is the top, well, not even top of the top, but he's very, very far ahead, and it can be very, very overwhelming to actually get started and learn from someone like that. And the same goes with coaching. Like, I've had a lot of clients join because they've actually known other clients who are currently in my program. They either went to school with them or they grew up in the same town as them. And see, when you see someone who you actually know who has done something that you want to do, then it's far more likely that you're actually going to believe in yourself to do it. So I take this back to the fat personal trainer example. If you're someone who is, I'm going to use this woman as an example. The woman in the video, she was fat, she had ADHD, and I think she had autism too. Now, if you're very fat, if you're a woman, if you have ADHD, and if you have autism, you're going to see, like, even if you see me as a personal trainer, like, I always like to say that I'm a friendly guy, but even like the way I post videos, the videos I post, the results I post, it might not actually be attractive to someone like that, and they might see what I do and they might be put off, or they might be overwhelmed, or coming into like a program that is like a bunch of people that are pushing really, really hard. They may not want to do that, and it may actually stop them from getting started in the first place because it's just so much. Whereas if you go into the gym, and if you've never been before, and if there's someone that actually looks like you, and if there's someone who talks like you, who understands you, well, you're going to feel a lot more welcome. So like, there is a place for fat personal trainers, and there's a place for everyone. Like, if she is solving a problem. That problem is, there's some people, they might be afraid of going to the gym. They might feel like they don't fit in, and that person might allow them to feel like they can go to the gym and to feel like they can't fit in. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with her doing that. You know what I mean? And if you see her and you're like, right, I don't want to take advice off a personal trainer who is overweight, I don't want to take advice off a personal trainer who is fat, you don't have to. It is a free market. You can go to any personal trainer you want who relates to you, or you can do what you want. Like, it is your life. That is it. It is your life and your life only. So yeah, I just wanted to get that across. Like, is that not common sense? And with social media, I just think our head and our heads are so fucked with, like, always feeling like we should express our opinion when no one actually cares. And again, freedom of speech, do what we want, but a lot of these people that are judging online and saying shit online, they wouldn't say anything in person, but they say it online because it's just so much easier to get away with it when it's online, because there's no actual short-term repercussions, however you say it, repercussions of what they do. Like, if you judge someone and, well, they might get angry and they might hit you, you're not going to do that in person. You're going to be less likely to do that in person. Or you could judge someone and they could start crying in front of your face, and you might actually feel really guilty. But you know what? See, if you're online, it's so much easier to just say, oh yeah, fuck this person, and try to piss them off because they can't hit you. Or just say something and the person actually does get hurt from that, and they might start crying. but you don't care because you don't actually see it. You don't see the repercussions. So yeah, and I don't really think any of my audience are that bad, or they are haters. Like, you wouldn't be listening to a self-improvement podcast called the Dialed In Podcast by me as well if you were someone that probably went online and made fake accounts and hated on people, because it's like a waster activity. I'm sorry if you do, but see, if you do make fake accounts and you are watching this, well, this is a self-improvement podcast, so you're on this podcast to become a better version of you and to self-improve. So I'm going to advise that you stop that. I'm going to advise that you think about what you do, because it's just per form. It is per form. So yeah, and big thing that I always will preach about, and I will always preach about until the end of days, is that, like, it is great being fit, and it is great being healthy, and I like having a six-pack, and I like training hard in the gym, and I like doing that stuff, but that's not the be-all end-all. Just going to the gym, just counting your calories and hitting your protein goal, and just doing that, like, that's great, and hitting your steps, that is amazing. Like, I fucking always hit my steps. That's great, but that doesn't mean you're a good person. Just because you're fit, just because you're healthy, just because you've got a great result, like, the result doesn't end there. Like, a before and after is not a real result. A before and after, yes, it can show physical transformation, but you always want to think what's going on in the person's head. And any of the results I post, I always go out of my way to, like, actually write about the results, because you can't actually see what's going on in that person's head or what's changed in that person's head. I always actually like to write about how they've actually changed, instead of just being like, right, this person's lost a bit of weight, this person's gained a bit of muscle, this person's a good boy or a good girl because they've hit their steps and they've hit their calories. I always like to go a bit deeper on that and how they've actually changed their mindset, because self-improvement, it is more than just training, it is more than just nutrition. It is about becoming the absolute best version of you, and you become the absolute best version of you by being a great person, by being completely and truly honest with yourself. Like, an example for me is, yeah, I've had a six-pack for years now. I'm now 21. First got a six-pack at 12, so coming on to 10 years. Sometimes it's been more defined, sometimes it's been less defined. It's not everything. The time that I actually truly seen big changes in myself and really felt like I improved so much was only the last year, when I started looking into me. I started journaling, I started reflecting on why I did what I did. Why did I decide to compete in fitness mall, and why did I decide to start a business at 19 years old? Why did I decide to start coaching people? Why did I decide to do all this? And actually looking into my mission, looking into my story, looking into why I want to help people. And when you actually be completely honest with yourself on why you've done these things, and the good things that you've done, important, yes, but also looking into the bad things that you've done. I want you, the listener, brother, sister, to think right now, what has led you to where you are now? Right now, are you in a part of life where you're satisfied or where you're not? And really reflect, what has taken me here? Where do I want to go, and why do I want to go in that direction? And what are the great things about myself that's really going to help me, and what are the actual negative things about myself, and what are my biggest weaknesses that I actually need to tackle now before it becomes a bigger issue? Because during your journey of self-improvement, yes, you can get that great result, you can move forward with everything, but sooner or later the negative parts of your character are going to come out. So you need to tackle that now. You need to tackle that early. Has to be done. So yeah, don't just always point your finger at other people. Be like, all right, I'm this way because that bad thing happened because of that. Because guess what? See, when good things happen in your life, you'll always find that when good thing happens, you always say, this is what I did this, I'm so great, can't believe I've achieved this is amazing. But you know, when anything bad happens, I see this happen with a lot of people, whenever anything bad happens, they'll blame someone else. Oh, my parents this, my teacher that, my friends this, my social group that. And see, by pointing the finger at someone else, that is never going to bring change, ever. The only time you ever change is when you bring that fucking finger, stop pointing it at someone else. I'm pointing at the camera right now if you're watching this, and you know what you do? You turn it around and you point it at yourself, because that is the only person that can control where you go. And yes, of course, other people will have an impact and your environment will have an impact, but you choose what happens with that. You choose how you react to that. You choose how you feel about these things. You choose if you're grateful. You choose if you're not. So remember that. And we're going to call it there. As you can see, went from talking about fat personal trainers to taking the accountability straight on you and yourself. So that's how much I love self-improvement, that I'll start talking about one topic, then go into a completely different topic. Well, it's not actually completely different, it's similar enough. But yes, guys, I hope this was useful. Literally just was out for a walk, replying to clients, and I was just like, right, I'm gonna make this video because I seen that video, and or not this video, I'm gonna make this podcast because I seen that reel, and here we are. We have broke that down. So if this has been helpful, give me a message on Instagram. Let me know how it's been helpful. Let me know what you've learned, because you can listen to podcasts like this and you can then move on with your day, and you'll probably forget about the podcast and it'll have no real effect. But see if you're actually thinking about, what am I going to implement? What am I going to action off this podcast? What am I going to use off this podcast? Text it over to me, and then whenever you tell someone else about your goal, you're going to be so much more likely to actually follow through with that goal, or follow through with that change that you want to see. So make sure to text me over what you're going to do. Rate and review the podcast if it has been helpful, because it really does help, and it means I can get more guests on, and yeah, like, who doesn't want to see more better guests? There's only so much you can probably listen to me off, and that is it. Thank you guys for listening, and remember, stop living their life, stop living someone else's life, and live your own life. Look how you want, feel how you want, be who you want. It is on you and not on anyone else. Have a good day, guys. All the best.